It is, geez, what night is it? It's Wednesday night, I think. And this is MLB The Show 20. And this is the Road to the Show mode. I've been playing pretty consistently for a while now. Of course, I've got a bit of extra time, so why not? So let's go ahead and get to my next game here. We're already in the month of September, so we'll probably go through a couple of starts and see how things go. I am a starting pitcher. I'm doing okay for myself. Pitching in the show is something I really enjoy doing with the meter. So that's kind of where we're at. So you get to do some things when you don't start. Excuse me. You get to choose how much break you have, or you get to improve your speed on off days. Plus, you get to improve clubhouse relationships, which is important. And I've already reached the highest tier for one personality, so I'm just working on getting to the other. And I'm working on getting my relationships up with other players so that I can earn bonuses during play.
Late in the season and way up in the race, a team is reminded not to take its eye off the ball.
All right. Just going to check here real quick. Because I don't know whether this is actually working. So I'm just checking really quick here just to see. Yep, okay. Looks like there's pictures, so that's good. So we'll go ahead and we'll get to the start here. And as you can see, I have pretty good relationships with just about everybody except my my left fielder. So go figure. So hopefully everyone's doing well. If you're in the state of Massachusetts like I am, you got word today, school's now officially canceled, at least in-house, until May 4th.
We are under the lights as the show gets ready for another
so I have another month or so
Red Sox and the
of time,
Blue Jays.
which I was hoping I was going to hear today. Excuse me. Although to be honest, I think that that was kind of inevitable. So if you're in Massachusetts, if you're a student, I'm not sure how you're taking this. I can tell you as someone who likes his job in school, working with students, it is kind of unfortunate, although, again, understandable. I believe that there had been a recommendation from the CDC when this thing really started to blow up that schools be empty for at least 2 months. So this really doesn't shock me. Let's see here. What do I want to go with? Kind of bust him inside because that's where his cool zone is, or his cold zone. There we go. So my pitcher makeup here is pretty much a fireballer. You get several different archetypes when you create a pitcher, and mine is like that Arm of the Gods type.
You grab your gloves to run out on the field for the
here?
bottom of the first inning, and you got a 4-spot, a crooked number up on the board for your pitcher. They're
That's
feeling super confident about the way they're playing.
And I love pitching inside if I can do it consistently.
Foul tip held on to behind the plate at strike 2.
Well, I already have a 4-0 lead. That's a big help. So now that I've done that, now I usually go outside and off the plate with a curveball or a slider. Whoop, there you go.
Well, we're all hearing his
3-pitch strikeout. I will take that.
At this point in the season, it's pretty hard to argue.
Hear me coughing and know it's not anything major. Every spring I get a cough for like a month. It's a post-nasal drip cough. And is really annoying, especially now, given everything that's going on.
He'll take a look at ball one.
But I'm feeling good, except my sleep schedule now is all kinds of messed up. But I feel good otherwise.
And that's into the corner of foul.
I've been home now since Friday the 13th. So today is what, the 25th? So that's 12 days. I've been out of the house 2 days. I was out of the house not this past Monday, but the Monday before.
Well behind that
Went to GameStop to cancel a couple of physical pre-orders and went digital. And
you got to come off everything else and
then I was out of the house.
The 1-2.
Like last Sunday, I had to make a bank run, and I went to the pharmacy to grab a couple of things. And that's been it. Other than that, I've been here in the house, either playing games or watching videos. And that's not the worst thing in the world, obviously.
The main job of the number 1 and 2 hitters is to set the middle of the order up with an opportunity to
what I'm
do some
really
damage.
appreciating,
So when you strike
and
both of them out,
when this
you're
whole
putting
thing is said and
yourself in a pretty
done,
good position to make it
I
for
might
the
start
team in the
paying
lineup
for a
without
subscription.
whole
Is
lot of
the
stress.
WWE Network went at least partially free,
At the plate,
especially the pay-per-views and things, and I've really been enjoying that.
On the outer half, it's strike one.
It gives me something new to watch. I've been watching a lot of Attitude Era stuff, which is my favorite. So that's been cool.
He couldn't catch up with the
I was trying initially to not stream a lot of things, to try and download things to watch offline, so I wasn't adding to to traffic. But this is something I think I'm going to wind up streaming a bit more.
They're on the short end of a 4-0 score.
All right.
So the switch hitter Justin Smoke steps up. And he's
so if you haven't played Road to the Show and the show before, it's basically just kind of like Be a Pro mode in NHL, where you're just playing your own appearances. You can watch the full game unfold if you want, but I really don't do that as a pitcher.
One ball, no strikes to count.
So the games move faster. So you can get through like 2 or 3 or even more games in one setting. Probably starting to understand what my approach is as a pitcher. I like to nibble at the corners, especially like to go inside with the high fastball, and then use my breaking pitches to go outside.
Able to protect the plate with 2 strikes, and he'll see another one.
See if we can get that 2-seamer by him in the upper half.
Fouled off.
How is your speed 2? Let's see if I can do the back door or the front door slider here. Nope. All right, let's just go upstairs then.
Now a swing and a miss as he picks up another one. Make it 4 strikeouts already, and there's your first out.
That was a good job there of using the batter's aggressiveness against him.
So this is probably I'm betting.
As a pitcher,
if I was a betting man, I don't think there are going to be any live sports this year. I talked about that in last night's stream when I was doing everybody's golf. I don't think there's going to be football. I don't think there's going to be baseball. I don't think there's going to be any more basketball or hockey. I think this is going to be the year that sports kind of take the year off. We know that the Olympics have already been postponed to next year, and I think that's probably the safest play. So for sports fans, this is really going to be the only way you're going to get any idea of sports action or the way things might have been. Now, this isn't a playthrough of the 2020 season. Got him. See ya. This is still the 2019 season. This is a continuation of the show from last year for me. But playing games like this in NBA 2K20, NHL 20, Madden 20, probably going to be as close to actual sports games as actual sports as we're going to get this year. That's what I think. I'm hoping that I'm going to be wrong. I'm really hoping that I'm going to be wrong. But given the fact that we're not expecting any kind of,
hey, I admit I'm a little biased. There's nothing better than that pop of a glove.
I'm not expecting any kind of vaccine for this until next year.
A lot more of that pop
and
the rest of this one.
Just because social distancing may tend to subside just a little bit later this year, I think there's going to be a lot of paranoia and a lot of fear about going into public, especially in crowded public places, when this whole thing is said and done. It's going to take a while for people to get back to normal. So that's my guess. Again, I'm hoping that I'm wrong. That's my thinking on it.
Just a masterful job of pitching here as he strikes out the side in order. So nothing happening this time around. We'll go now to the top of the third. Boston's out in
So
front,
again, I'm hoping
4-0.
everyone is doing well out there. Any kind of self-isolation that you're doing, or kind of hanging out with your family.
Results in this one.
Hope that you're not going absolutely crazy, just feeling like you're kind of cooped up on the inside. Here in southern New England, it's been kind of lousy of late. The taste of early spring that we had recently has kind of gone by the boards. We got about 2 inches of snow here the other night, although a lot of that snow is melted, which is typical for late March. The sun angle is just too high to keep that stuff on the ground.
And they just can't touch him right now as this is swung on and missed. 7
So,
punch-outs now, and there's 1 away.
Hopefully you're able to get outside some while you're practicing social distancing, whether you're going for walks or kind of hanging out in your backyard or whatever it is you're doing.
This could be a real solid performance.
And that you're keeping busy, whether it's playing games or watching videos or reading books or maybe organizing things in your house, however it is that you're spending the time. I guess one of the positives in looking at this whole situation is if you had projects in your house you wanted to work on, if you wanted to organize your video game collection, or if you wanted to alphabetize the books in your collection, or maybe do some writing, or maybe do some videos if you're a YouTuber. You certainly have a lot more time now to get that stuff done. Considerable amount of people, unfortunately, just aren't working at the moment. I'm one of those.
That's 6 pitches and 2 strikeouts in the inning, and that was a really nice fastball for the punch out on that one.
As I mentioned last night, I've been largely staying away from the news just because the news has been pretty bad. There really hasn't been a lot of good news out there. So I'm just kind of getting all of the information I'm getting, at least in terms of my job, I'm getting it from my bosses. And in terms of other announcements and things, I'm getting them from friends or family. And that's really been working better for me of late. The first week that this was all going on last week, it was not good. I really was not dealing with it very well. But now I'm kind of settling into a little bit of a groove, although the groove isn't great, admittedly. Sit down.
As he picks up strikeout number 9 here, and the side is retired. Blue Jays go down in order. They're down 4-0.
Like I went to bed this morning at like 5 a.m. And I had my alarm set for 10 because I thought there might be a virtual online meeting that I was supposed to go to that didn't happen. Excuse me. So I just hung out for the most part. I have been playing a lot of Animal Crossing over the last couple of days. As a matter of fact, I just finished a session of Animal Crossing for Switch before I switched over to baseball here. And I played some of the 3DS game earlier today, too. So that game is the kind of relaxation I think everybody needs right now. Although the Switch version of Animal Crossing is starting to bother me just a little bit. Trying to farm iron nuggets and those being pretty uncommon to come across, that's kind of irritating me. But not irritating to the point where I'm just giving up.
And they could go either way now,
just
I
annoying.
suppose. And he struck him out. So double digits now. 10 strikeouts for him thus far.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy right now. I don't think there is a batter that I have not struck out yet.
Now batting, center fielder.
In now, Mike Tauchman. As he looks at a
This goes to show, like,
fastball,
having
it's in there for
your
strike
pitching
one.
location and having a
Strikeout
pitching
victim
plan
his
is
first
so
strike.
important. I very rarely follow the catcher's recommendation.
Swing and a miss, and he's in trouble now. 0-2.
That front door slider is a
See if I can get him on the upstairs
By the
heat.
time you realize it's in the zone, it's too late, and you can't even put a good
Nope.
swing on it.
Now a fastball here that'll wisely lay off, and it's
Let me
1-2.
try and go back upstairs
If I'm
one
in the
more time
box, you
before I
take
go
a
back
step
to
out
this.
right here. Take a deep breath after
curveball.
that high fastball. You got to be leery of him burying something in the dirt.
Tough
Oh.
curveball that time, but he's able to make a little contact to keep this at-bat going.
All right, here we go.
And another foul ball. Another try.
See if we can get a
2-2.
nasty splitter here.
No runs, no
All right, buddy.
hits,
I really don't know how to
errors in
get
the
you
game
here.
for Toronto.
Try and go back at the letters high.
And he
there we go.
finally wins the battle as this is swung on and missed for the second out.
Pretty impressive back-to-back strikeouts to start the inning. What's even more important is now he gets to face the middle of the order without anybody on base for them to drive in.
So if you're watching this right now, I'm running this on an old PS4, not a non-pro model, and a non-slim model, and it runs okay. I would have liked to seen the frame rate a little bit smoother, but I think that's been the way that the show has been since 2015. Frame rate was never really the smoothest, but the level of detail is pretty good. Be curious to see how this would run on a PlayStation 4 Pro, although I'm certainly not in the market for one of those, considering where we're at and the fact that we're almost ready for upgrades. Come on.
And he's
there
got
we go.
Another one here. 12 punch-outs now in the ball game.
Now, in terms of upgraded systems, the Series X and the PS5.
The first 12. We played 4 full. The Red Sox are out in front.
I have to be honest. I'm more interested in the Series X if I was going to upgrade, which I'm not really sure that I would do.
Out here in the home fifth, and it's been tough sledding for this lineup through the first half of the game.
The idea of full backwards compatibility is very appealing to me, especially if it's going to improve performance in some of the older games. Now, we had a taste of that with the Xbox One X and some of the enhancements.
But it doesn't quite find the strike zone.
A good example of that, and I talked about this, I think, last night, was Unreal Championship 2.
The Blue Jays first baseman.
The Leandry conflict, which looks really good. The cinema scenes are certainly rough looking. That's to be expected.
2-2 now. Now the pitch. Got him. As he just continues to mow down these hitters. 13 strikeouts now.
Man, this guy's on his
so I'd be leaning more towards Series X. I was hoping that the PlayStation 5 was going to be fully backwards compatible too. There had been rumors flying around that it was going to be. But Mark Cerny seemed to make it pretty clear that that wasn't going to be the case. So we'll see. Again, I'm not going to be in any hurry to upgrade, if I even upgrade at all. I've really been of the mindset I probably wasn't going to upgrade, and I'm still really leaning in that direction. I've been buying new video game consoles now since 1991. So it's been almost 30 years, and I'm just getting to the point now with the collection that I have and with the direction that some of the modern stuff has been going that I really don't need it. I have such a backlog and so many different games to play that it's not really necessary.
And he'll step on first for the out.
But I don't know. We'll see. I was pretty sure with the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One that I wasn't going to be upgrading either, and I wound up doing so, although it took a while. With the PlayStation 4, it was because GameStop was running a really good trade-in deal, and with the Xbox One X, it was because they were running a good trade-in deal with the 360.
Good deception on the slider there as he's way out.
I don't know. I don't know how that's all going to shake out. Of course, that's not really anywhere in the top like 30 things that I'm considering or worrying about at the moment. It's kind of fun to think about. Or trying to determine or guess whether the systems are even going to come out this year. Not even just given the issue with getting the components, but just the state of the economy worldwide. I don't know whether it's going to be feasible to try and sell a $600 console when you got like a 20 to 25% unemployment rate. So we'll see how that all works out. I don't know.
They trail here 4-0.
So we're cruising right along here, as you can see. Again, if you're joining me, whether it's live or whether it's in archive, thank you very much for checking this out. Oh, 9-0. So I got plenty of room here. I can just kind of go as far as I want to go.
This one doesn't look good so far. Down by a boatload as we enter the middle innings. It's about time they get something.
So yeah, so we talked about new consoles. Still, I was talking online last night about upcoming game releases. Ooh, that was bad. Still on the fence for Persona 5 Royal. Just like I was last night. I do think about it every day, and I do waffle back and forth One day I'm thinking I'm going to get it, and another day I'm thinking maybe I'm not, because Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out like 10 days after.
So it was a swinging
so I don't know. I know Final Fantasy VII Remake, that's going to be a bear to download. That's going to be over 100 gigs in size. I already have the PS4 here set up to not power off if you leave it idle, so I'm going to turn it on the 8th, and I'm just going to leave it running all day until it finishes downloading, which is going to take quite a while.
He went down on strikes in his first at-bat.
So that's what I'm thinking. I don't know what's coming out on the Switch this week in terms of like arcade archive stuff. That's really a lot of what I buy these days digitally.
Struck him out. Strikeout number 16 thus far, as he's had a whale of a ball game.
This is what a power pitcher
so I don't know.
do to you if he
Thinking about it.
Pitches. That was a 3-pitch strikeout, and with the kind of stuff that he has, it's not uncommon for him to absolutely.
So you got Persona 5, you got Final Fantasy VII Remake coming pretty much within less than 2 weeks of each other, so I definitely, especially if I get Persona 5, I certainly won't have a lack of things to play or things to occupy my time until things hopefully get back to normal. But we'll see how long that takes. And obviously, I still have all of my backup stuff as well. I have all the retro stuff that I can play. Plus, I have a bunch of DS and 3DS portable stuff that I can play too. So, not having something to do is not a problem. It's just being motivated to do it, which has been the problem. And I think that's getting better every day. I'm starting to fall into a bit of a routine.
Grounded weakly down the line toward third.
It's foul.
This is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2.
Let's see if I can punch him out.
And another one. Strikeout number 17 in the ball game as he keeps racking them up. Blue Jays go down in order. They're looking up at a 9-0
Man,
deficit.
some of the stadiums in this game just look absolutely fantastic. I've never been to them, and I probably never will.
Into the box now.
12-0. My goodness, Blue Jays. Talk about just putting up the
out of time. They haven't been able to score any runs.
The white flag.
Moving late into this one, a perfect time for this leadoff guy to try to get on base and ignite a rally.
There's a fastball on the inner third taken for a strike. A swinging strike.
If you watched last night's stream, I had mentioned, and I want to mention it again because I think it's worth getting. Everybody's Golf, which is basically Hot Shots Golf 6, is on sale for $10, and it is a very good deal. If you like golf, whether you play or whether you just like playing video game versions of it, it is a lot of fun to play. It's very simple. It is not my favorite game in the series, but there's still more than enough content there to keep you busy. So I definitely do recommend it if you got the extra $10 lying around. And I think that the download is less than 20 gigs, so it wouldn't take a lot of room on your hard drive if you need that room there.
Swing and a miss here, and he's behind in the count now, 0-2.
He's still looking great to me out there on the mound. Punched out the first guy in the 7th, and he's jumped ahead in the count right here. Looks like he could stay in this game a while longer.
A ball and 2 strikes now. Ready on 1-2. Now a good pitch around the knees, but it doesn't quite catch the bottom of the zone.
Okay.
Strike 3. 19 strikeouts for him now.
Yet another strikeout for him on the mound. And fellas, this has been one of his favorite victims tonight. That's the 3rd time he sent him packing. So he's got him pretty well figured out. Not that the rest of his lineup has been much better.
Now batting.
Standing in now, Vladimir Guerrero
I'm
Jr.
regretting that decision.
First pitch misses to him. It's ball 1.
I kind of got out of my sequence there because I like to bust him inside, and I went outside instead.
And that gets the black
caught
on
the outside corner there.
Good slider that time.
His slider's been impressive all night long. If he can continue spinning it like that, he's going to be just fine.
Swing, high drive, left field and deep. Benintendi heads back on it, and he makes a nice catch on the track.
Oh boy, I thought that was it. I thought he had it.
1-2-3 go the Blue Jays. Just about given up for dead. It's 12-0. So stepping in,
this game is also very good, by the way.
Changed out there on the
I do recommend it.
I've been very impressed with how this starter's going about his.
It is a little bit of a hard drive hog in terms of the amount of room that it requires, but it is.
Early lead from his offense could have really.
It looks great. It runs pretty well. There are a bunch of different features, whether you play by yourself or whether you play online. There's definitely an issue in terms of, like, you have like the Diamond Dynasty thing, which is kind of like a Madden Ultimate Team. So I can take or leave that kind of thing. As a matter of fact, I don't even really play any of those.
Early in the game, but he's done a much better job in this at bat, trying to get ahead and put himself at a good hitter's count.
Oh,
called strike 2 as he locks him up there.
Well,
but this is another good one. If you're a sports game fan, I do recommend it.
That's not the first time he's locked a guy up with it.
Fastball just missed above the zone.
One of the things you want to do with a starter, get that pitch count
3-2.
Here's another productive at bat, as this count now gets to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Now the 3-2 pitch.
Perfect game is on the line here. I'm going downstairs.
Down the first baseline. But this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2.
I'm up to 96 pitches. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this. Oh, that was bad.
This is hit the other way out toward left field. Benintendi in pursuit.
He bailed me out there because I was done.
Makes the play for the first out.
Oh, they're going to take me out of the game.
Out of the dugout on his way to the mound, and it looks as though that's going to be all for his starter here tonight. So he was able to only get that first out in the 8th, but nonetheless he'll depart with the lead.
I am speechless.
Brazier answers the call now, looking to get this one onto the 9th inning.
Well, that wasn't exactly a nail biter, but it's always nice when you can get an
what did I wind up with?
Like that.
Did they get any runs?
For another day.
It was a one-hitter.
A comfortable victory.
13-0. The
That's
convincing
awful.
final score. Both
It is
Sox
awful.
Jumped out to an early lead in the first and never looked back.
Wow.
Number 72 records the victory, his 13th of the year, and recorded 19 strikeouts in this ball game. Thomas Pannone takes his 17th loss of the year.
Oh.
So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac.
So that's the first game. And yeah, look at that. That's a pretty strong outing there. A lot of pitches, though. 12, 13. Stamina definitely goes up, which is good. Trying to get myself up there so I can actually finish some of these games. That's really been my big drawback is my stamina isn't strong enough, so I'm out of gas by like the 7th or 8th inning. I have all the music turned off, so we don't have any issues with copyright, which is good. So we take a look at league leaders here. I don't understand. Wins above replacement. It's like a stat that's gained popularity over the last few years, and I still don't understand how it's calculated. And I don't have enough innings pitched to be considered for a lot of these things. I only have 124, and you have to have the same amount of innings pitched minimum as games played in order to be considered for a lot of these awards. You'll see it there. Qualify as a league leader, a pitcher must have 1 inning pitched per team games played. And if we go to the standings here real quick, the team has played 145 games, and I only have like 115 innings, I think. Let me take a look here real quick. 124 innings. So I don't think I'm going to get to the number that is required to be considered for league leader. Let's take a look at the awards race. And there is the MVP race. Wow, this Yordan Alvarez kid for the Astros. What a year. I think he's a rookie, too, this year. There's the Cy Young race. I don't even know how I'm beating Zach Greinke. He's got 22 wins. That's kind of ridiculous. Chris Sale with 239 Ks. That wouldn't be this year because he's going to get Tommy John surgery done. There's the batting title race. The reliever of the year award, 48 and 46 saves respectively. That's pretty strong. Here's your rookie of the year race. And that's the first time that I've been ahead in this race all year long. Jordan Alvarez had been beating me up to this point. Hank Aaron Award, Gold Glove, Chris Sale's on the line for that one. And so on and so forth. Also in the game, if you hadn't seen it before, there's like a little fake social media section. And I do have a couple of no-nos this year, which is a little ridiculous. We look at the standings. So we're 2.5 games in front. 89 games won. Wow, the Astros just dominating again. Look at that. 28 and a half games out in front. They're all eliminated. So the Astros are already in the playoffs at this point. Already clinched the division, and we're only in early September. Rays and Yankees, that looks familiar. More AL East competitors. The Nationals and the Phillies only a half game separating. The Cubs just racing out to a lead against the Cardinals. That was not the case all year long in this demonstration. And the Dodgers just dominating the Padres again. Magic numbers 5 for elimination there. Wild card looks like Phillies and Mets. So everybody's coming out of the Eastern divisions, at least in the playoffs for this particular year. And again, as we take a look at the numbers here, I mean, I'm doing pretty well, I think. I thought for sure I was going to give up a home run there. I'm kind of glad that that didn't happen. So let's go ahead to keep playing. I'm going to keep working on my pitches. Oh, wow. I think that's where I'm going to go. All right.
With the team's chances hanging by a thread, this skipper calls for a last stand.
Oh, geez. Did we lose? Ugh. I don't even know. I guess I want to go here. Betts tells you that he thinks wins are overrated anyone. It's all about what? What English is that? All right. So next start. Wow. Who would have thought that Madison Bumgarner could go 6-18 with an ERA just shy of 5? That's a bad year. So we'll do another game here and see how that goes. Got an email from Ocean State Job Lot tonight. Ocean State Job Lot
we are
is
under
like
the lights this evening
sells a
as
bunch
we
of
get
different
to set
stuff.
for another edition
They sent
of
an email
Baseball
about
on the Show. Coming
their
up, we've
position
got a
in
good
terms of
matchup store between the San
essentials,
Francisco
like household
Giants
essentials,
and the Boston Red
like
Sox.
cleaning
Interleague
supplies and
Baseball
paper
comes
products
your
and
way
things.
next.
And as much as people keep saying that this whole toilet paper shortage is going to resolve itself, I do not see this happening anytime soon.
Is ready to go as she'll be on the hill for Boston.
Ocean State
What's your
Job Lot
take
in
on
their
it, Dan?
email tonight said that they are virtually out of toilet paper in the entire retail channel. So they don't know when they're getting any more in. They're back ordered by like 1 million units or something like that. So whoever's making it is trying to make it as fast as they can, but it's going to take a while. Now, I'm pretty lucky here in that before this whole thing had happened,
First offering
I had picked up an extra,
and here's a swing and a miss on the game's first pitch, and that's how we'll get started in the Tuesday
30-pack or something like that of toilet paper here. So I'm in good shape, thank goodness. I'm more concerned the longer this goes about getting things like
we're getting a look at a really good
like water.
Here, D-Row. The only thing you hope they can do is to stay focused as the season winds down. They're a good
like cold cuts for sandwiches, things like that. Oh, look out.
I've racked my brain trying to figure out what's the best
but thankfully, that's the one thing. Well, I've seen a lot of people struggling with the toilet paper shortage. I've been lucky in that it's the one thing that I really haven't had to concern myself with.
Executing on all cylinders when you get in, but anything can happen.
I have used a couple of delivery services a couple of times. I used Instacart for the first time last week, and the Instacart shopper deliverer was just absolutely phenomenal. Got me things that I didn't think I would be able to get, and did a really nice job communicating with me in terms of substitutions and things. So when it's time for me to have to need things again, I'm hoping to go that route. And Target has its own delivery service called Shipt, S-H-I-P-T, and same kind of thing there. The shopper was awesome. There were things that she couldn't get, and that was, again, understandable, but again, great communication all around. It'll be interesting to see once this crisis ends or starts to resolve a little bit, how much people will use these delivery services. It's a really great idea. It saves you the hassle of having to go to the grocery store to get the stuff. It saves you from making impulse purchases, so it can save you some money. And it's really convenient, too.
And set up behind the dish is Woody Keller, as you see the rest of our umpiring crew there.
So that's really cool. Again, I'll probably wind up going back to using those services when my supplies run a little bit low. I'm fully expecting as March rolls into April that I'll be eating more peanut butter and jelly or peanut butter and fluff than cold cuts, because cold cuts have just been so difficult to come by. And bread, of course, is another thing that's just been difficult to get. But I was able to get some recently, and it's being frozen right now. Oh, that is in the triangle.
He's there to track it down, and that'll end the inning. Giants are down 1-2-3.
So, you know, and again,
no score.
You know, I don't have kids to worry about, so I'm fortunate there. So I'm in no immediate danger when it comes to product shortages. It's more just making sure that I either have enough or that I am rationing myself so that I don't run out. But I totally get that there are a lot of families out there that are in really dire straits when it comes to this. This is something that, you know, I had mentioned it in the stream last night. I mean, I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. It's surreal, like how severe this is, how serious this is, and how many things have shut down.
Swing and a miss as he ran the fastball right by him for the first down.
This is something that you don't even think would happen, even though the possibility has always been there, I guess. So it's you know, it's been eye-opening. And another thing that I'm going to find interesting is when all's said and done, like when we Monday morning quarterback this whole thing, like how we evaluate how it was handled, how voters handle the politics side of things. So there's a lot to consider. If it wasn't for the fact that it's been so harsh, it certainly would be something that will be studied and looked upon and certainly remembered by a lot of people. Something that had been said that in a video that was sent along from my acting superintendent, which was actually filmed by the Commissioner of Education up in Maine, was that pretty much everyone in this whole thing is going to come out of it with some kind of trauma. Their lives have changed for the worse for everyone. Nobody has been unscathed by this thing, whether it's job loss or whether it's increased risk with health, or whether it's been family stresses or having to take care of the educational process at home, or child care, a bunch of different things. This is going to scar a lot of people, and I think that there are going to be a lot of questions asked in terms of how it was handled. So it's been really interesting to watch from an observation standpoint. It'll be interesting to see how the history books write it in 20 years or so.
And a great inning here as he gets another punch out and strikes out the side in order. Giants down in order. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score.
Apparently it's a foggy night in Boston, which it usually is in the fall in like September.
New inning set to get underway. Stepping up now, Kevin Pillar.
Also, it's pretty interesting if you look in the crowd, people are wearing jackets and sweatshirts, which denotes that it's gotten colder as we're in the throes of fall here. So that's pretty neat. It's a nice attention to detail. And Sony San Diego always does a good job with that, I think.
Got him out on his front foot. It's 0-2.
Going fishing, are we?
That feeling. Played 14 years in the big leagues and still can't hit a slider.
The other way out toward right field.
That looked like it was going to drop for a base hit. It looked more like a line drive than it did a fly, but that's okay. I'll take it.
Stepping into the box, Buster Posey. He enters play hitting in the 260s.
Oh, man. Why is Buster Posey batting 8th? With hot zones like that.
First offering on its way. Check swing called strike 0-1.
Always working inside. I want to see if I can get this front door slider to work.
Hey, we got one out here.
Awfully close
oh,
to the slider
come on.
there, but it's 1-1.
Where did that miss? Like just low, I guess?
Fouled off.
That looked good to me.
Giants are still searching for their first hit of the ball game. This is foul right side.
All right, throw it out of the zone. He still hits it.
What's that one now?
The 1-2.
Let's just put it in the dirt and see if my catcher can stop it. Nope.
Man, this guy's a grinder.
Too low.
Fouls off good pitches and doesn't seem to swing at the
33 pitches in the third. This is the problem I was talking about earlier. And when you're a strikeout pitcher, like I have mine set up to be, you're going to have a lot of pitches that you go through. So if you don't have the stamina, you're going to tire out pretty quickly. So even if you're dominant, you're not able to go as deep into games as you'd like to go.
So inviting to hit, but it's awfully tough to put in play.
Stepping in now, Jalen Davis. As he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. He'll check in with an average still south of 230.
222. Well, at least you got the set of twos there. He's a poker player. Should be going with deuces.
And it's fouled away.
Jammed.
Third inning, no score to this point.
All right, I think I can get him on the outside corner. That might be a little too far outside.
Just off the outside that time.
I am getting squeezed.
Stone cold take right there. That fastball very well could have sent him packing back to the bench.
Still 1-2 as he fouls it away.
This is where I get in trouble. All right, let's get this out of the zone.
Grounded up the first baseline. But this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2.
All right, let's just go up the ladder then.
Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning.
I think I talked about this before, and I certainly have on Unsealed. My first experience with a baseball video game, like playing it a lot, was Hardball for the Commodore 64 in the mid and late 1980s.
Now at the plate,
I had never really paid a lot of attention to baseball before then. I listened to Red Sox broadcasts, having grown up in New England, but I never really paid attention to like a lot of the strategy in terms of pitching and things like that. And playing hardball really is what taught me how to do it. Working up and down in the zone, working the corners, changing speeds, things like that. And it serves you well when you're playing a game like this, because by changing those speeds and trying to stay along the outside corners, you don't leave yourself open to as much damage if a batter does make contact. And by getting him to go fishing, you can get a lot of strikeouts too.
He certainly looked ready for a breaker on that pitch.
Fastball swung on and missed for the first out.
Boy, he's got great stuff today, doesn't he? That's 7 punch-outs now here in the middle innings. He's up over 1 in the inning.
Now,
to this point.
if I was to actually stand on a pitching mound and not embarrass myself, that is not the delivery I have. I'm not a submariner or submarine pitcher like my archetype is here, but I always loved that delivery.
As the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game.
Let's see. Oh, got you out in front of that one. You were thinking fastball all the way.
A ball and 2 strikes now.
Hey, that's the modern game.
Let's tie him up inside with a slider. What do you say?
Elevate that high fastball and bury stuff in the dirt. Completely different from the East-West we came up playing.
One down.
All right.
Got him. And that's 8 strikeouts now for him in the ball game.
Pretty impressive back-to-back strikeouts
This works.
to start the inning. What's even
Of course,
more important
the offense
is
that
now
I
he
had
gets to
against
face the middle of the order without anybody on
Toronto,
base for
I don't
them to
have
drive
any
in.
here. I remember when I got called up, when my player got called up to Boston, my first 3 starts, I think my run support in total, the team scored 3 runs for me in those 3 starts. And it took a while for the team to really get going. And while my pitcher was good out of the gate, I wound up getting a lot of no decisions early. Oh boy, what do I want to do? Let's try and go with the fastball.
Early as we're scoreless in inning number 4. Up in the zone for him, and he takes a called strike 2.
You could bet he wants that one back at the plate right now. That's a pitch you normally see a guy drive if he has the right approach.
Come on.
And he's got himself another one as he picks up strikeout number 9 here, and the side is retired. Giants down.
Increase my velocity, which I really want.
4th now, still with no score. Stepping up to the plate, Mike Yastrzemski. He was a strikeout victim in his first try.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away.
I always forget that
you could tell he was late on that one.
That he plays for the Giants.
If he tries to cheat to something this AB.
Oh.
No balls and a strike to count.
The tough part with breaking pitches is trying to catch the inside corner. There we go. I got that one.
Strike on the inside.
2 strikes.
Yeah, that's not it.
He misses with a fastball.
1 ball.
56 pitches through 5 innings. I'm not doing terribly,
Up and out of the zone.
but it's not.
Time to go to that curveball down and away.
And they'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2.
But it's not quite efficient enough to get me to go deep in games. There's the strike 3 call.
A couple of times, so he might be looking for it.
He froze him on the fastball there. Mike Yastrzemski becomes the first
Love that
out
backwards
of the inning.
K. All right. Hey, you want me to start with a curve? You know what, Mr. Catcher guy? I will start with a curveball because you asked me to.
Grounder down the line at 3rd. But this is foul for the first strike.
And I almost gave up the base hit there because you wanted me to start with a curveball. What? Just let me pitch my way.
Fastball just misses. That's ball 1.
I'm not sure what you guys have been watching lately. I had mentioned last night that I've been watching a lot of JonTron of late. I really miss JonTron doing video game review stuff. His movie stuff is funny, and his original stuff that he's done the last 2 or 3 years has been pretty good. But he always had a knack, I thought, for video game reviews, and it's too bad that he moved away from that. Because I thought he was very good at it. And I like the way that he explained a lot of things in terms of game theory and in terms of clarifying his opinions on certain games, while at the same time being hilarious. One of my favorite videos of his is the California Games video. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. And there are definitely some others too.
Now a swing, and he
popped up. Gonna catch that for me, dude?
Vasquez is under it. He makes the play, and that'll end the inning.
That ends the inning.
15 up.
So I've been watching a lot of JonTron. I've been watching along at Angry Video Game Nerd.
Home half of the fifth
I'm still watching some Married with Children.
Have no score.
I'm up to like season 7 now because it's very binge-worthy.
Now in the box, Kevin Pillar.
And now with the WWE Network being partially free, I'm going to be watching a lot of Attitude Era pay-per-views. I watched Royal Rumble 99 tonight, which was awesome. Anything with Stone Cold in it, I definitely get a kick out of.
And he's just rolling right now, and even dozen strikeouts for him.
Speaking of stuff that's free, if you're a sports fan, NFL Game Pass and NBA's the NBA's streaming/archive platform, those also have limited time free offers as well, and I highly recommend them. Since we don't have live sports right now, and who knows when they're going to be coming back. It gives you the opportunity to at least get some sports going on, or maybe catch up on some memories that you may have. I really do recommend those. But the fact that WWE stepped up today, at least for me, was a big deal. I did have a WWE Network subscription for a month. I tried out like the trial, and I thought he was going to crush that. And I didn't continue it, because I wasn't watching it enough.
Got him. As he just continues to mow
but
down these hitters.
I may continue it if school resumes and I have the extra money. Just because I like that kind of content. There's some stuff that's still not unlocked, like any of the old weekly shows, like Raw and SmackDown from the 90s.
Into the box now.
Those aren't available unless you have a full subscription, but that's perfectly fine. Beggars can't be choosers in a situation like this, and the fact that Vince and company are giving people something for free to try and keep them inside is certainly very nice.
He was a 24th round.
So that's what I've been doing, and obviously playing games, of course.
This guy's got a chance to be an absolute steal. Being drafted where he was, there are definite signs that
I'm going to run out of stuff to watch at some point.
And
I am definitely looking forward to getting back to work, getting back into the classroom. I'm hoping to collaborate with some teachers and do some things for the kids in terms of trivia games and like gamification, if you know what that is. Basically turning learning into a video game of sorts. I had some skill doing that, I still do, and it's just a matter of getting that set up for teachers and getting the content they want me to put in. I know that some of my students are subscribers to this channel, so you guys know what I'm talking about. So I'm hoping to get some of that stuff done soon.
Fields it cleanly, and the throw to first is in time, so the leadoff man is gone here to start inning.
I'd love to be able to be working on that, but right now, until I get to go ahead and do it, it doesn't make any sense to kind of have those
first offering on its way.
Waiting. In fact, I have a 15-question general knowledge game already done, and I'm just waiting for clearance to put that up.
Hit on the ground down the first baseline. But that'll get foul. It's 0-2 now. No runs, no hits, and one error in the ball game for San Francisco. Fastball just missed above the zone.
Hey, textbook waste pitch right there. Does he go elevated fastball again, or something slow below the zone?
Swing and a liner. Over to the first baseman.
Here we go.
There are two gone now. So 2 away now in the San Francisco
Brandon
seventh.
Belt.
And standing in now, the left-handed hitting first baseman, Brandon
Sounds like someone who would hit a home run, doesn't it?
Now the fastball is swung on and missed.
Hey, the guy on the mound is absolutely pounding his zone, and that's why he's been able to stay and pitch deep into this game.
Pulled toward right
there you
center
go.
field.
I got it.
And
Done.
Owings will make the play there to retire the side. Giants are down 1-2-3. They trail it here 3-0. Next will be the cleanup hitter, Mike Yastrzemski. He'll start us off in the 8th.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one. Hey, there's an old saying in baseball, you need to take a strike in this spot. Well, he got one there. Now he just needs to find a way to get on.
Behind 0-2 now. 0-2 count.
Come on.
The pitch. And he struck him out for the first out of the inning, but perhaps more importantly, he's 5 outs away now.
It's been a rough night at the yard for him. That's 3 times he's gone down on strikes in this one. So they've really figured out how to attack this guy.
To the plate now, Alex Dickerson.
The designated hitter.
That was ugly.
Slider here that misses for ball 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far.
Well, I do like this pitching interface. Like, it is really easy for me to jump the gun in a lot of to press the button too early.
Nobody on.
That is probably my biggest weakness. Is getting the timing isn't as consistent as I'd like it to be. But I guess if you're thinking about pitching and getting the release point right consistently, it makes sense. See if I can lock him up with that slider inside. Nope.
One of the things you want to do with a starter, get
all right,
pitch count up.
I gotta go.
Another productive at bat is this count now gets to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Pitch popped up.
That is not going to get there.
This will land untouched.
Lucky he got a piece right there. He was definitely late on that pitch after seeing a previous off-speed pitch.
Got him. 4 outs away from his date with
Thanks, Excursion. That's what I said.
Huge out number 2 here in the 8th. 4 outs remain, but the finish line is starting to come into focus now.
I don't think I'm going to have the juice to get through the 9th.
First 2 men in the inning have both gone down via the punch-out, so we'll
see my energy there. It's in red. So I'll probably have enough to get through this inning, and that's it.
Still in the mid to high 90s with his fastball. These guys got to stay
unless I can get the strikeout right here.
Not in front of that one, but he stays alive and will do it again on 0-2.
Nope.
And he looks at a ball, 1-2. 2 out, nobody on.
Come on, baby.
And
got him.
Another one. Strikeout number 17 in the ball game as he keeps racking them up. Giants down in order.
Now let's see if they bring me out for the 9th. I don't think they're going to. We'll see.
Ryan Brazier comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, and they just keep on keeping on. Got a nice little run going here, winning 4 in a row and playing with a lot of confidence. Success is never guaranteed in this game, so you have to appreciate it when it comes.
4-2 the final score tonight. The Red Sox rode an important 6th inning.
Matt Barnes got the save. Oh, because Brazier gave up 2 runs, huh?
14th winning decision of the
season. Are you serious?
Not allowing a single hit in 8 complete innings of work. Madison Bumgarner loses on the mound for the 19th time this season.
Madison Bumgarner losing 19 decisions in a season doesn't make a lot of sense. So that's my problem. I am not economical with my pitches, so I'm tired by the 8th inning. But with strikeout pitchers, that's what's going to happen. And you can see my stamina doesn't go up fast enough. So trying to get to 72. What's going on? There it is right there. Hopefully that's a thing that'll stick around after this whole thing is over. Oh, the conversations people are going to have when they start going out in public again. That's going to be weird. Going to be very weird. So let's see. Where are my standings now? So 2 games over the Rays and a playoff spot's locked up. So that's good. 1-4 straight, which is good. Yeah, so that will work. Indians, look at the Astros. 107 wins. They're probably going to get to 110. They outscored their opposition by 300 runs. How is that even possible? And that's despite going 6-4 in their last 10. That's unbelievable. Although we have better pitching than the Astros do. The Astros 364. Oh, I guess we're pretty much the same. So yeah, so that's that. We'll take a look and see how the awards race is going. So looks like Alvarez still has it locked up. He got to 50 home runs since the last time we checked. That's crazy for a rookie. 327 with 50 dingers and 126 batted in. So even with me going 14-0 and an ERA at less than a half, I don't think I'm going to be able to catch him. There's the Cy Young race. And again, I don't think that I should be ahead of Zach Greinke. There's just no way. There's the batting title, Jorge Polanco, who I wound up striking out 3 times when I faced him. Reliever of the year, that's pretty much it. That seems like it's a foregone conclusion. Here's the Rookie of the Year honors, and again, it could go either way. And we'll take a look at the league leaders here. Man, look at that for Mike Trout. Wins above replacement, almost 10. And wow, I did not expect to see my number that high there. That's just crazy. 132.1 innings pitched, 278 strikeouts for K per 9, almost 19. Walks and hits per inning is a quarter of 1, so 0.25. ERA less than 0.5. That's pretty good, but still I don't have enough innings. I need to get to, let's see, there's 162, so I need to get to 162 before the end of the year, and that's not going to happen. So that kind of sucks. I won't be in the conversation for some of these awards, but nevertheless, 278 Ks ahead of Justin Verlander, who all of a sudden is on a cold streak. I don't know how you can be cold when you're 17-6. Wins and losses. I'm tied for 12th. It's not bad. Greinke with 23. What is it? And Clayton Kershaw is 20 in the NL, so that makes sense. So that's where we are, and I think that's probably where I'm going to leave it for this particular stream. We're about an hour in. I don't like these to go overly long as these get uploaded to YouTube later. I'm up to 70 overall. That's kind of cool. My attributes there. Stamina needs serious help. That's where I really need the most help. I wonder if I can arm my player with something here to get him some stamina. Just get out of that. Yes, I want to get out of the tutorial. Let's see. Where's stamina? Do I have any stamina? Fielding K per 9. That's kind of nice. I guess we'll use that one. Okay. That's neat. All right. Nothing to really help me there in terms of stamina, which sucks. So yeah, all right. I think that's what, like I said, I think that's where I'm going to leave this for this time around. This is 2 nights in a row with streams. I'm hoping to maybe do one more tomorrow night. Thinking if I stream like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, depending on how I'm feeling and how the voice holds out. I think that'll be fun to do. I figure if I do it for an hour at a time, it definitely it makes sense and it doesn't get old. And I'm sure you're probably done listening to me ramble by the time an hour is up, if you even make it that far. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed watching this again, whether you watched live. Thanks to those who stopped in. I really do appreciate that. If you're watching this in archive, I appreciate that as well. In terms of a new Unsealed episode, possibly this week. I'm thinking more towards next week, to be honest, to probably break up the streaming cycle, but we will see. I certainly have things to open. It's just a matter of what it is I want to open and how I want to proceed. So please take care of yourselves and each other as we continue to kind of make our way, plot our way through this crisis. Please be safe, be healthy, wash your hands, do the elbow bump like the Slavic Lord mentioned. And again, take care of yourselves and your families, and we'll do it again soon.